Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Alright, so basically what I wanted to do was go through and show or present my plugin that I created for the Firefox web browser, okay? And what this plugin is a tab search and manager application, basically. And if I do kind of like, if I read out really the description that I gave it, you can go through and do a search, drag and drop ordering, unhide or hide all or some tabs, and then give some descriptions with regards to the search method. So for instance, if you have the search and you are looking for a tab, and it's only a single instance of that thing that you are searching, then it will redirect to that searched query. Okay, if you have duplicates, though, it will then only present the duplicates, and you can select between which ones you want to select, right? Then I do also have the added functionality of being able to either search the single window or all windows and their tabs, okay? So to basically just go ahead and bring it up on this end, I'm going to click on the little plugin icon, and it will present you the interface, okay? And the interface really is split up from the top, middle, and bottom. So at the top is, of course, the search tabs option. In the middle is the list of tabs that are on presently the window. When you freshly install the plugin, it will default to viewing just the current window, okay? But you can change that by clicking the middle icon as you see here, and that'll go through and then present you a list of all the windows and their tabs, okay? I'm going to kind of presently right now set it to the single window search just for right now, okay? So to start off with really kind of the menu icons here, we have, as you'll see, the up kind of arrow and the down arrow. And if you hover over the menu entries, they will tell you what they do. That way, if you're not certain what one thing does, you can hover over it and it will tell you what that thing does, okay? And in fact, for a bit here, I'm going to quickly switch over to one of my more populated windows, which has like over 100 or so tabs on it. If I click on this and open it, what will happen is I can click on the arrow and it will bring me to the top of the list, and I can click on the down arrow and it will bring me to the bottom of the list, okay? If I'm at the top, for instance, and I want to go to the currently selected tab, I can use the arrows that point to the right, and I can click on it, and it will then bring into view the currently selected tab in this list, okay? So that gives me a reference visually where things are accordingly, okay? That's actually all I need to do for that. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the window and selection here. Now, you'll see here that we have the this eyeball and this closed eyeball, okay? And if I hover over the eyeball, it will say show, or rather unhide all tabs, and if I hover over the closed eye, it will show hide all tabs, okay? If I click on hide all tabs, what will happen is it's going to go through and error, right? It'll present you an error, and if you read the error, it'll say tab show is currently experimental and must be enabled with the extensions. So what that means is you need to go to, and in fact what we can do is you need to go to a new tab, okay? And you need to go through and type in about, A-B-O-U-T, colon, C-O-N-F-I-G, okay? And then select I accept the risk, and then type in T-A-B-H-I, and that will present you the default thing here, which is tab hide enabled, and right now it's set to false, okay? Set it to true by double clicking, and it will set it, when you double click it, it will set it to true. And now what will happen is if I bring up my plugin and I click on the tab or hide all tabs icon, what will happen is if you look at the list, you'll see all the list of tabs. I can then hide all the tabs, okay? So I can click on that and boom, it's going to hide all the tabs. And I can also click on the unhide all tabs button, and it will show all tabs that were hidden, okay? If I want finer control, I can go to the tab that I want to hide, such as say this one, and I can I can click it and it will hide it. Okay, and I can do that for any number of the tabs that I want to hide. You cannot hide the currently selected tab because, well, it is the currently selected tab, and that's the way that Mozilla has programmed the backend API. Okay, and you can of course unhide them by clicking on the individual eye symbols. Okay. Let's see here. It is, you can select, of course, the tab in the list, so I can type in this one or this one, and it will, Yeah, it will select accordingly, and it will transition to the window that you are clicking on. So that makes it much easier to figure out what's going on. If you hover over the tab box or the icon or image or whatever, it will present you the title of the tab. So as you'll see here, it's kind of being hidden with the text. It says tab search and manage dash or dot dot dot. If you hover over it, it'll give you the full title, tab search and manage dash dash add-ons for Firefox. And that will then, of course, allow you to do whatever. You can rearrange your icon, or you can rearrange your tabs through the graphical interface. To do that, you just click and hold and drag according to the slot that you want it to go to. And it can sometimes be a little more finicky, say, for instance, if I want to do it to the middle, but you can still do it. You can get to the front of the list, you can move it around here, I can move this to here, I can put this to here, and it will shift accordingly and all that, okay? And it will shift it in the list, rather. So if you bring the about colon config to the front, it will just shift it in the list. IT dominator to the front, it'll shift it in the list and all that, okay? And that means you can rearrange your tabs accordingly as well, okay? Now, I don't know if I did, I talked about searching, I don't know if I did, but, so, if I type in, for instance, we now are presented with all the tabs that have I in their title, okay? And by the way, the way my search works, it doesn't matter if it's in the beginning, middle, or end, so as long as the string matches in the title, or if it can find it in the title, it will then go through and display that in the list, okay? So that's something worth noting. I don't know if I'm going to update my search methods to allow for different search styles. Presently, this works for me because I know what tabs I'm looking for and all that. But, it is what it is. Maybe someone can convince me to increase the functionality for that, but this really works best for me, and I have no real present motivation to update it to do something different. Now, as you'll see, it has just the I in it, but let's say I want to type in T, it will now redirect to the tab, as you saw in the background, and it will then, clear out the search and then display everything presented, okay? And now it will select, and then it now selected IT Dominator, okay? So if I have SOL, it's not going to ever select either of these because they're duplicates, and so you have to manually select whichever one that you want to select and view, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and clear that. And as you'll see, you saw, if you have no query match, it'll say just search not found, which, obviously is nice. And let's see, yeah, you can do for multi-window. By clicking the center icon, you can search all the windows. And so let's say, for instance, I'm looking for all YouTube, or YOUTU, YouTube videos, right? And then I can type in YouTube, and that'll go through and present me all the tabs in all the windows that have YouTube in it, or YOUTU in the title, okay? And so then I can go through and select accordingly to to what I want to select, okay? It will go through and select the window that don't do that, please don't play. So for instance, I bring up this window that's with Google, right? If I go ahead and type, or do this, okay, and then I click and select all, it's going to present me the whole list. I can then go through and click on basically in one of these tabs, and it will then go through and redirect the window. As you see, it brought that window to the front, and then go through, and it should go through and select the tab that I selected. For some reason right now it's not working. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if I just need to reinstall the plugin. I know it was working, but I will have to go through and double check and see why that's not working for me presently. But the idea is that it will actually select, of course, the proper tab that you selected in that window, and it will bring that window to the front. It is worth noting that at least in Linux, so far that I've observed, if you have virtual windows, as I have below here, I've currently selected the last virtual window here, but I have 3 others, and if I select the last one or the first one or the middle, it will not direct the virtual window to that window. Okay, it will select the window, it will select the tab when you click it again, but it does not bring it to the front in the virtual window, and that's just because of the way virtual windows work, and that the Firefox is not aware of virtual windows. It just knows that there's another process that's Firefox related, and then it searches that and does whatever it needs to do, right? So that's that's something worth noting, is that it will not redirect if it's on a separate virtual window. It will redirect if it's on the same virtual window and the window is present. So I can bring it to the front, IT Dominator, and I can then click again IT Dominator, and it'll redirect me. But it should by default actually redirect a core appropriately to the tab. I'm not certain what happened or why it's not presently directing to that tab when I click in it for the window, the different window. It may just be this particular testing. I think I'm on a testing version, so that's probably the reason. Because I am trying to go through and just clean up some code and stuff like that, and so I probably missed something. But anyway, but this pretty much displays the functionality and features of my Tab Search and Manage plugin. You can go through and find it if you go to addons.mozilla.org. You can go type in ITDOMINATOR. Usually you don't have to type in the whole my whole IT Dominator. You can probably just type in ITDO, and that'll present you my list of plugins, and you can select Tab Search and Manage. Feel free to definitely check out the other plugins. I personally like my version of Better YouTube, but you know, it is what it is. So you know, it's worth it's worth taking note if you want to check out the other plugins. But this one, Tab Search and Manage, is presently my most proud. I'm most proud of this particular plugin because, of course, it's the most feature-rich as well as the most presently functional. Though Alt Tabs page actually is also very functional and highly functional too. So it is what it is. It you know, that's fine. It's okay. I'll just go back to Tab Search and Manage. Definitely, if you like the plugin, give me a 5-star rating. If you see the rating, it's presently set to 3 stars, and the only reason why that is because I did not have formerly the searching of multiple windows. I did not have that feature built in, and the person rated it lower because of that. But as you see, I went and posted an update to them saying, "Hey, I've updated it." You know, but they have not updated their rating. So please don't let that rating cause you to not want to check out the plugin. I think it's very cool, and I think it's very useful, and it works for Windows, Mac, and Linux insofar as I'm aware. At least for for the Firefox platform. Okay, I may update it for Chrome. I'm presently not very motivated to do so, but if someone wants me to try to go through and update it for Chrome as well, because now Firefox is using the same extension API as Chrome, it can do so, or technically can do so. But I have not, I have no present interest to really update it for Chrome. But if you want it to update it for Chrome, just shoot me an email, and I'll collect them and see how much interest there is out there for me to port it over to Chrome. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, please feel free to check it out. Look at the images. The images are not necessarily updated with the newest features. It is a hassle to try to get image snapshots for the plugin, so don't take them to full heart. But definitely download it. Change the config feature. Remember to change the config feature to tab hide enabled so that you can hide tabs. Otherwise, you don't get to use that feature. But yeah, you can then go through and do whatever. You can definitely close tabs accordingly if you wanted to, and all that. Anyway, that's it. That covers my tab hide plugin. I just wanted to show you guys that. Please rate, subscribe, tell me what you think, and I'll talk to you guys and gals later.